Hello and welcome back to the library. On this Independence Day Eve, I thought it would be appropriate to tell one of my favorite short stories about the Revolutionary War. This one has to do with an American hero by the name of Ethan Allen. And if you stayed awake in history class, you would probably recognize the name and understand that he was considered an American hero of the Revolution. Now, there were plenty of stories about Ethan Allen. He was a rugged man, brass, crude, got into a lot of adventures. But the one I'm about to tell you is one that Abraham Lincoln was fond of telling. Now, before I get into the story, a little bit of background is probably wise. Ethan Allen led the Green Mountain Boys, a group of patriots, to invade Canada in 1775, before we even declared our independence, and unfortunately was captured by the British in his failed attempt to take Montreal. After being captured, Ethan Allen was held prisoner by the British for 2 years and wasn't released until a prisoner exchange took place in 1777. Well, that experience soiled Ethan's taste for the British, but not so much that he would never speak to them or go to England again, because after the war, he made a trip to England. During his trip to England, Ethan Allen was treated much like any other American dignitary at the time. He attended many balls of lords and ladies and spoke politics and international trade. On one of these evenings, Ethan Allen was attending the home of a very important lord in London for dinner and drinks. It was quite a delightful evening. Dinner was served, and those in attendance stood on afterwards for an evening of drinks and revelry. As the night went on, the need came for Ethan Allen to use the privy, or as we would say, the bathroom. He kindly asked his host where he might go, and the Lord graciously showed him there, but had quite of a snicker and laugh as he did so. Now, Ethan didn't know what this meant, but kind of shrugged it off and went to do his business. Now, when Ethan Allen returned, all of his companions were looking at him, waiting for a response. They were giggling and laughing, yet Ethan did not respond or say anything. Eventually, his host decided he was going to breach the subject directly to Ethan Allen and asked him if he saw the picture of George Washington that was hanging in the house. In fact, the picture itself was something like this, looked something like this. It was the picture of him in his general's outfit. Well, Ethan Allen politely responded, yes, he did, without offering further commentary. This was a disappointing response to his host because he was looking for some type of reaction. So he took it one step further. And he asked Ethan Allen what he thought about the picture hanging in the lavatory, if it was an appropriate place. Well, to his lordship's surprise, Ethan Allen responded, why, yes, it's the most appropriate place for the picture of George Washington. Well, there was disappointment in the face of his lordship, and he took it again another step and said, why? Why is that the most appropriate place? Ethan Allen calmly turned towards him and said, your lordship, it's the most appropriate place for a picture of General George Washington, because nothing makes an Englishman shit his pants quicker than a picture of good old George. Happy Independence Day from the Guild to you. Let freedom ring.